All right. I already know that I'm going to get probably a little bit of hate for being negative, right? But at the same time, as a creator, I feel that it's my job as a creator to be honest. And to be quite honest, version 3.1 just wasn't that good of a live stream. Like it was okay. Like I'm going to tell you right now, it was mid. Like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. And I would rank this just slightly higher than 2.6's live stream. But that's not the point of this. The point is to give the condensed version, talk about what we like, what we dislike, and what's to come. So if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. Now, again, I want to preface this because I get this all the time in the comments, y'all. All the time when it comes to the Genshin content, and it's no stranger to the Honkai Star Rail content either. This is an opinion, and yes, you are entitled to dislike the video. You are entitled to say I don't agree. However, understand that while this is my opinion, I'm not the only one that thinks this, and there's nothing wrong with having differences in opinions. I applaud anybody who has the gumption to comment in my comment section and say that they did like this live stream. I thought it was bad. Or not bad, mid. Sorry. I thought it was mid. Because while there are some good things coming to this, overall, the product of 3.1 just leaves a lot to be desired. And this is one of those live streams that I could honestly say, or one of these updates, that I could say, oh, because of the fact they had Lunar New Year, it gave them a lot less prep time for this version. And that would be a legitimate excuse in some cases, right? In certain aspects. So I would, if anybody said they had Lunar New Year, give them a little bit of slack. You know what? That's fair because they did have Lunar New Year. However, I'm not going to say it's a great patch because of the Lunar New Year stuff. So enough stalling. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So version 3.1 live stream goes as follows. We had the banner wishes for phase 1 announced, which is Triby in phase 1, which she looks like she's going to be a goated support character for the Harmony class. She's going to be able to, from what I saw in there, be able to boost damage while also being able to do follow-up attacks. So she's kind of a combination of Harmony and the Hunt, which is good. Or, sorry, Harmony, Hunt, and or... I'm losing it, Scoobs. Remembrance, right? So that's pretty cool. I thought that was a decent showcase for Triby. I think that she will be up the top of the meta charts. I don't think I'm going to summon for her, though, because I have a couple things that I'm going to think about when it comes to my summoning content and all that stuff. So, but the rerun banner for phase 1 will be Yoon Lee, which Yoon Lee is a very good destruction unit, used in a lot of good teams. I think that she has the ability to really do some really good damage. I got very lucky with her with my build because I had the pieces that she needed right out the gate and they rolled almost perfect. So to me, Yoon Lee is a good rerun for phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be my boy, the God of War, but with hair on his head, not his chin. Mighty with a rerun of Huo, which Huo is still a very good abundance character. I don't see her used a lot, so she might be falling off. RIP to Huo, you will be missed. No, but Huo is still good. Not like the most amazing unit because preservation with Adventurine has kind of taken over with support, but Huo is still good. Mighty looks like he's going to be absolutely badass. His abilities look good. His animations are fantastic. I think that when it came between him and Triby, he has the best animations between the two. He looks like he's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to play a lot like Blade, but better. And it kind of makes me fearful for Blade. But with the stuff that they do have coming out later on as the game progresses, making older units more viable, whatever they're going to mean by that, it makes me have hope that Blade will be able to be on par with Mighty, right? So, as we just said, we got the new characters here, which, by the way, shout out to Sora Hoshina. I use them a lot when it comes to getting all the information together and then talking about it because they are so meticulous with the information that they're given, getting all the screenshots that are needed and uploading this really quick. If you guys notice, this is the same one that I used in my previous video, when we talked about the actual reaction, or not the previous video, but my shorts that I was using, I actually used this as such. And honestly, Sora Hoshino, if you're watching this, just know I'm a fan of what you do on Hoyo Labs. Keep it up. You're doing amazing work. You help the content creators so much with this. That being said, let's continue on. We do have the new light cones that they were talking about. We do have a brand new light cone coming with the new Divergent Universe that's going to be a Remembrance light cone, which is great because we need more light cones for Remembrance. So this was one of the small highlights, right? And I think a lot of people skip this because, again, like, it's covered from events and characters and all that jazz. But it's the small wins too. Like, this is a small win because Remembrance does need more support, obviously, as we continue onwards. We know that Castorice is coming in the next update for 3.2. So it would be nice, as Castorice is a Remembrance character, to get more possible options for Remembrance. So I wish that we had more 3-star Remembrance ones, but you know, that's a topic for another day. But yes, free new light cone coming to the new version of Divergent Universe and Simulated Universe as a whole. So there's that. I already have enough to get it. So I'm already good. New planner ornaments were announced. Bone Collection Serene Demesne, which I'm still very confused on how to pronounce that, but I don't care. I know a lot of people get mad at me how I pronounce things. I actually had somebody like get extremely angry in the comments about me saying, if you can't pronounce it, get off the internet. It's like, bro, I don't care. I'm going to pronounce it the way I want to. If you're upset about it, I live in your mind rent-free. It's all good, baby boy. Or whatever. We don't judge genders here. So, but yes, we do have Bone Collector Serene Demesne, while also getting Giant Tree of Wrapped Brooding. So 2 new ones. I think that honestly the Bone Collector is going to be more in reference to Castorice. But I do want to know what the Giant Tree of Wrapped Brooding is going to be more towards. Is it going to be towards anaxa or whoever? I don't know. So we do have a new enemy coming out called the Flame Reaver of the Deepest Dark. I think this is going to be a new weekly boss. He looks absolutely dope, but he does remind me of the Abyss Order, like invisible ninja guy that's in red, from Genshin Impact, right? So it's pretty cool. I like this design more. I think it's great. And his attacks look like they're going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to battle this guy. So this was another small highlight. Mobs, the mobs look okay. It's apparently like this new, like grouping of mobs, but I feel like it's just like, I'm cool with like new mobs coming in all the time. Like that's whatever, but it does get a little bit to where it's like too many different mobs, right? Maybe I'm the outlier in that. I don't know. It's not really that big of a deal to me, but I feel like they come up with more mobs, and I don't want people to confuse that with new content because, yeah, you could battle these mobs, but when your characters are built up, like, you don't really get to see the extent of what these mobs can do, to be quite honest. So, to me, I don't consider new mob designs as content. I think it's just like, oh, these look cool. I'm going to beat them in, like, 1 second because they're not fast enough to outpace me, and they're not, you know, they're not bulky enough to deal with my attack power. The only thing that I would consider new that's great, obviously, when it comes to enemies, is this new guy, the Flame Reaver, and that's because you actually get multiple rounds with him, and he looks freaking dope, right? We got new stages for character ascension materials. That's a no-brainer whenever new characters come out. Usually they do a new stage, so that's a no-brainer to me. Trailblaze mission, we already knew that this was going to happen. It's going to go and follow Mighty a little bit. We saw some stuff in the trailer where Fainun stabbed Mighty. Don't know what that's all about, but there are some really, really cool things that are going to come from the Trailblaze story, especially with the new stuff happening to where it's going to be a little bit less convoluted, a lot less black screens, and more showing instead of just telling. And I hope that they do that. That was a big problem for me in the previous Trailblaze mission, so I really hope that they do stick to their word on that. We did get the new Divergent Universe Protean Hero, which is going to really focus on some of these really, really cool things with the fated characters, where it's going to focus on day and night cycles, and depending on what you pick, it'll go to a certain cycle. It does look decently well, and it's going to be a little bit of a collection thing. I think that I'll have a lot of fun with this one, just because it feels more different. I guess it does feel the same but different. If does that make sense? Like, it's the same type of thing, but it's got a different coding to it, so it might keep my attention a little bit more because, you know, colors and stuff. But in all honesty, Divergent Universe is the same thing, but I have no complaints because Divergent Universe is, one, very easy, and two, very rewarding. So just, I literally like earned 25 levels in the Divergent Universe before 3.0 finishes in like 2 hours. It's really not difficult. So yeah, there's that. The Woo Firm. I made a joke to Age about this too. The Woo Firm is and I want to preface this. I got the game wrong. I was calling it Ultimate or Super or Ultimate Battle Chicken or whatever the heck. It's actually Super Battle Pets. That this is a game reference to, which does look cool. I've always looked at Super Battle Pets when I watched Ludwig, and he'll do bro versus bro, and he'll put that on there. I think the game looks kind of fun because you have to strategically put these in order. But honestly, in my opinion, this was the best of the events that they had, which says a lot because there wasn't a lot of events that they talked about. And again, I preface that with it could be a Lunar New Year thing, but at the same time, it just feels lackluster, right? But yeah, a Woo Firm looks okay. The Holy City Appraisals is really lackluster. There's nothing going on with this one. It's literally just you appraise stuff and you get rewards. It's kind of, this was like, really, this is an event. It just seems like I could literally rush through this in like 20 minutes and get all the rewards. So kudos. We got an event that you really don't have to pay attention to and get free rewards. That's just how it is. We are getting, of course, Gift of Odyssey, which is always a blessing. Again, Genshin can never. Like, why are we getting this every single update, but other games are not doing it? AKA one other game, AKA Genshin Impact. It's really crazy to see how, you know, HSR, ZZZ, Wuwa, Nikke are giving away all these free summons all the time, and yet Genshin is just like, no, you got to pay. You got to pay for my summons. Okay, buddy. So that's just a me thing. Man, it's crazy. Planner Fissure and Realm of the Strange obviously coming back. These come back every single time, which is another good thing. Like, the fact that they do have these double up events always coming back is awesome. I do love that. So, highlight right there. New adjustments. Tears of Souls will be a new substitute material, which you can earn through the new Divergent Universe, and this is going to help you with leveling up your characters a lot faster or helping out with traces. So, really cool. I do like this as an optimization. I think that's really neat. However, it's not something that I would consider a big highlight. It's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, that'll help me out with leveling up my characters a little bit faster. Synthesizing purple mats from green mats. For some reason, right, I thought this was already a thing, but I guess, like, what it was that you go into synthesize and you could switch between the blue to purple and the green to blue. But now you could just do it straight from green to purple. Neat. That doesn't really change anything for me that much. It just saves like a couple seconds, but it is what it is. Excuse me. Optimized build guides. These are to help you track what you're doing for your builds. Like, what you still need to farm up. It'll give you, like, you have this many to get still, that type of thing. I think that should just be a thing in general. I think more games should do this type of thing, but yeah, it's a good optimization. I'm sad that it took this long to get it, but it's a welcome change. I think this is good. Reworked mission progression system. This is what we were talking about before, where missions will be reworked to where you could either go for the lore or you could just go straight into it and get it completed. For lore heads out there, this, you know, doesn't really change anything. And might I just say, as another thing I want to get off my chest, to everybody that gets mad when people say that the story just is too long, I understand that you don't mind it and this is like your comfort game and all that stuff, but understand there are more people besides you. Even me as a lore guy, like loving the lore of Honkai Star Rail, a 10-hour mission is kind of insane, and I even split that between 3 days, and it was still like draining mentally. So I understand that it might be your thing and you might, get off on this type of stuff, but the casual player is not going to be doing that. Even for somebody like me who usually is good with it, I found it a little bit taxing. So please understand that there are other people's opinions and, yeah, shut up. Like, people, like, the guys, the lore nerds were, like, insanely, like, peeved about people having an opinion that differed from them. It's, like, crazy, guys. Like, people have opinions, Put your dick away, But anyways, we also got reduced enemies and puzzles in the map. Here's my thing, right? I was okay with, like, the reduced puzzles. The reduced enemies sucks. And the reason being for me is that it's more farming materials that I don't have to worry about later when I'm going through the map. And yes, I'm a little bit selfish. I could be like, okay, smaller enemies. I got Acheron. Just E. Refresh, E. I don't have to worry about it too much. But, it is what it is. When it comes to the overall epicenter of community members when it comes to Honkai Star Rail, this is probably a big win for them, so kudos. Not a big win for me, but hey, if I'm going to preach it, I gotta be about it. So to me, I don't like it, but hey, congratulations to the ones that do like it, New areas, we got the kind of new area looks, and they look okay. Like, it's not anything, like, super crazy to me. It does remind me more of, like, the Greek mythology type of stuff, so I really do dig that. But yeah, outside of that, that's really all we had for for 3.1. And sorry to be kind of laughing, but I'm just going to be 100% transparent here, y'all. Like, to me, I feel that 3.1 lacked a lot of substance. Like, there was some good stuff on it, don't get me wrong. There are some good things. Like, I think that the banners, when it comes to the 5 stars, are good. The 4 stars are terrible for these banners. They're really, really bad. But when it comes to, like, overall, like, package, 3.1 is, it almost feels like a filler patch for a main arc. And that's sad because the Trailblaze mission is not a filler Trailblaze mission. It's a normal Trailblaze mission. And so I'm kind of sad about that. However, I will say this, there are plenty of reasons why it could be this way. I'm not trying to, give an excuse to Hoyoverse, but I am going to say that, it is what it is. Is this patch good? It's okay. It's mid. And there's nothing wrong with a mid. Like, every once in a while, mid is okay. I like 2.7, and 3.0 was still a really, really good update. But 3.1 is just mid. Now, if this continues into 3.2 and if we get the same type of crap, like barely any events and, optimizations that should have been done a while ago, then maybe I'll change my tune and be like, okay, this is a reoccurring pattern. This is bad. But overall, I just want everybody to know that my opinion of Honkai Star Rail is still pretty good. Like, I still think Honkai Star Rail is good. The problem is right now, we're in the 3.0 patch. We have the Fate Stay Night collab still looming over the horizon. People are still talking about it. And now we have, like, characters like castorice and Anaxa, who are two fan favorite characters from what I've seen outside of Mighty, that people really, really want. And now they're like, okay, well, 3.1 is a skip. I do think that 3.1 could be skipped, to be quite honest, when it comes to the grand scheme of things. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think that, 3.1 is actually really, really good and I'm just a grumpy old gotcha man, But I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. But once again, this is Tyler signing off. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.